Guys are looking around from the band. Another guitar amplifier coming in from backstage. This is Gentleman Yaw. He's a fine guitar player, major star, and probably the world's foremost authority on how to say, "Hi, I'm Glen Campbell." Here he is. Would you welcome Mr. Glen Campbell?
That's a place where I long to be. I see a candlelight still shining bright through that sycamore for me. The new mown hay sends all its fragrance over the fields that I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, then I think of my Indiana home. That's a place that I long to be, where I can see the candlelight still shining bright through them sycamores for me. The new mown hay sends all its fragrance over them fields that I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, then I dream of my Indiana. I dream of my Indiana. I dream of my Indiana. Oh.
In Indiana. I like that. That's one of my favorite songs.
Well, thank you.
It really is. But you're not from Indiana.
No, I'm from Arkansas. The first time I made the Tomato Harvest, John, that was my first trip out of Arkansas. We went to Indiana.
Yeah.
And I've always had this thing about Indiana, right?
Yeah, that's a great song.
Is Pete from Indiana? Was it? I saw him clapping.
You been down, Pete? I want to mention before your introduction, but the audience started to applaud already, that you're going to do 3 specials on our network, NBC, this year.
Right.
And the first one's going to be this month, September 16th at 8:30. And then this coming Monday for a week, you'll be at the Warwick Theater in Rhode Island, which I understand is a great place to play.
Yes, I understand that. Great.
Yeah. You miss the farm?
In some ways, I do,
I just
John.
wonder. A lot of people who live on the farm they say you can take the country out of the boy.
You can't take that boy out of the country.
I've heard that so many times,
That's,
I'm sick of hearing that. But that's true, and this makes another time I was sick.
I don't miss cleaning out, like the barnyard or the.
Oh, you really lived on a farm?
Oh, we didn't have electricity. We had to watch TV by candlelight.
And you had a kerosene guitar, I'll bet.
That's the way You plug it right into the old lamp and lousy.
Were you really no electricity?
No.
Did you have indoor plumbing?
Oh, no, of course not.
In other words, you really want to...
we had the outhouse, right.
Lots of people have never seen. That's almost a relic in America now, is it not? I guess in most places in the country.
Probably in most places. I couldn't believe it the first time I saw one in the house, I said, boy, howdy, in the house.
Real,
right there.
Yeah.
No, I was 9 years old before I ever saw an indoor bathroom.
And those mornings in the cold weather, making that... people think about that. Get up in the morning and you've got to walk out maybe 40, 50, 100 yards or something.
I just went out to the back porch, John. Unless it was number 2, then you got to go.
Well, you show me a home where the buffalo roam, you remember? Show you a very messy house, yes. What did you do on the farm? I mean, people don't know from milking cows. Did you have to do things like that?
Oh, yes. I milked, I don't know. I don't ever remember learning to milk a cow, but it was fun, We used to get in milk fights. In fact, I got more whippings for getting in milk fights than anything,
Tell them what that is. They don't know.
You know what I'm, oh, well, like, we had like probably 5 cows and my brothers, we'd all be milking, we'd get in a milk
And you
fight.
turn?
Grab one of those udders and you were really good if you got a cow with a long udder, Because you could aim it better, and it wouldn't hit your finger here as it came out.
Well, you don't mean udder, you mean a teat. That's what they call it.
The teat?
Well, the udder is the...
The udder's the big...
The udder's the big part. You don't take the whole udder and move the udder. No wonder you had some dumb milk fights.
Right. I was trying to aim the old udder, right?
Why don't you just...
And with 5 teeth on it,
Yes.
you can really aim for... No,
5 teats?
Well, some of them had 5.
I never knew that.
Oh, yeah, there's cows. Some of them have 5, some have 6, some have 4.
I guess you're right. Yeah,
The majority of them have 4.
Yeah, those are the ones I'm familiar with. I mean, not... Go on.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, 4. I guess they do have 6. I never thought of that. Cows have 2 stomachs, too, don't they?
Well, they got one they chew their cud in and do that number in, but I don't really think they call it a stomach, do you?
I don't know.
You know what chewing a cud is? You see a cow sitting around, she'll go eat a bunch of grass. This ain't very interesting, and it's not that funny. But they'll eat grass, and they'll go lay down somewhere, and they'll sit there and chew, just for hours. Well, that's the grass that they've eaten. They've got this place that they store it, and it comes up, and they chew it again.
What else they got to do? You're laying around the grass all day, you'd do that, too. And you have to milk a cow every day.
I don't know if I chew it or not, John.
Yeah. No, and you have to milk a cow every day.
Every day.
Right? Every day.
Well, we milk our cows in the morning and the night, unless they're dry, They got to be with... A cow is just like any other female animal. They only give milk after they give birth to a young.
No, I see a lot of people who live in the cities don't really know that. Right. You say, hey, that's not very interesting, but I imagine a lot of people did not know even what a milk fight was. How many people in this audience have ever having milk directly from the mouth, the warm milk? Remember we used to do that?
The cats and the dogs.
I bet there are not many. The whole audience.
Every time.
I wouldn't have thought that.
The cows and there'd be dogs, and the cats would always hang around every time we milk. We'd give them a little shot.
That's crazy. I have to do something here. Which American car maker backs his cars with that? Len, the wet-head is not dead Campbell here. You were going to do a story. We were talking about you had a luncheon or something with Arnie Palmer.
Well, I like to do. You get a lot of calls to do things for charity,
right.
And I found that in the last couple of years, I like to do golf exhibitions with golf pros.
But you play very well.
Well, I happen to play very well with Arnie.
Yeah.
For some reason, to watch him swing the club and still see him stay in his shoes is, because he just. That's why everybody likes to go see Palmer play.
He's exciting.
Got great magnetism, great animal instinct for just killing a golf ball, But he told a story at a luncheon. It was in Jackson, Michigan, at the Cascades Country Club, the golf club.
Right.
Right.
You from Jackson?
Lansing, Michigan.
Welcome to America. It's nice to have y'all with us.
Lansing, Michigan is close to Jackson, Mississippi? I thought you said...
No, Jackson, Michigan.
Oh, I thought you said Jackson, Mississippi.
Right. It's where Dave and Mike Hill are from. No.
Gee, old man is going right in front of your eyes.
No, but Arnold does a standard joke at the luncheons. And he tells about the old Scotsman who is 80 years old. And he goes into the club one day at the captain. Now, in Europe, they have the captains, and they run the whole club.
Right.
And he said, Captain, I'd like to buy a round of drinks for the house. And he said, Mr. McGregor, I've been here nigh on 50 years, and you've been a member here 50 years. I've never known you to buy a round of drinks for the house. He said, it's in honor of my new Bonnie Bride of taking. He said, well, that's an occasion. So he buys drinks for the house. 7 months later, he comes back, and he says, Captain, I want to buy another round of drinks for the house. And he said, well, twice in 2 years you're buying drinks for the house. He said, yes, it's in honor of my new son, born to me and my young Bonnie Bride. He said, but Mr. McGregor it's only been 7 months. He said, not bad, me lad. Said, 2 under par and me with a whippy shaft.
Arnie does this at luncheons.
Arnie does it. I laugh. Oh. I like cute jokes like that. Palmer's really something else.
What was the one you told here? More people ask about.
The Gay Brewer story, the 2 minutes late joke.
Yes.
Gay told me another one.
Yeah.
I may tell it here, and I'm sure you won't act it. No, but he told me a joke. Gay likes country humor. He's from the country, Kentucky.
Talking about Gay Brewer.
And that's out in the country, Kentucky is, right? No, about the country preacher. He moves into a new town. He's the new minister at one of the, well, say, Baptist or Methodist churches, or one of those churches. I won't name any denominations because you do get a lot of mail.
Yeah.
And at the Rotary Club that night...
We can count on about 600 letters for Whippy Shaft alone.
They say,
let's see what this one will get us.
It's a new graphite shaft, John. Yes. You can get it in any flex you like. No. And the Rotary Club that night asked him to do a talk on sex. And he said, on sex? And they said, yes, the Rotary Club would like you to do a talk on sex. See, the musicians, they already know it because they hear all these jokes firsthand. Not from me, from other musicians. And the preacher he didn't want to tell his wife that he was doing a talk at the Rotary Club on sex. And she said, honey, he said, what are you preaching on tonight? And he said, talking on tonight. And he said, boating. She said, boating? He said, yeah, you know, boating and sailing. So she said, fine. So the next day she runs into one of the Rotary Club members' wives at the grocery store. And she said, oh, your husband was so good last night. He was so learned on the subject. He gave such a wonderful speech. And the preacher's wife said, well, gee, that's funny. He said, he's only done it twice. I said, the first time he got sick, and the second time his hat blew off.
Have you and Palmer and Brewer thought of getting an act and going to the Club Kit Kat somewhere? No, that's all right. Now, that joke's harmless.
Oh, I tell you this. Gay Brewer's got to be one of the funniest guys in the world.
Yeah, I don't know him at all.
Professional golf. He is. You want to have him on your show one night just to run through some of these stories. You wouldn't believe it.
He has more of these?
Oh, he's got some of them.
Certainly want to get Gay here quickly. Say, did you ever miss, when you were playing with a band before you walked out, as most people probably know, you did a lot of backup guitar work for other singers and for recording dates when you started.
I enjoyed it.
Did you ever miss doing that kind of work?
Yes, I do. The first time I ever met Sinatra, John, I did the studio work actually like with most of these guys here, and probably most of these guys was on Strangers in the Night. But they had 4 guitar players lined up.
Right.
And I was the one on the end. Now, I don't read notes, and these guys know that I don't read notes. I can read a chord sheet, you know. I can read the time symbols, right? Doc knows what they do. I'm sure he does.
Well, I know what that is.
But I was on the end. Okay. Right. And after, like, the second time through, you know, they come in and run it down with the band. You run it for 30 minutes, and, well, Sinatra walks in and lays the music out, and he sings Strangers in the Night, right? Well, I know what's on the paper. So now I'm just up here raking on my guitar and looking at Sinatra sing. And every time he'd look down at me, I'd go back to the paper, you know. And because he's right there beside me, and I'd look up, because I'd never met the man before, and I've been such a fan of his for so long. Finally, he went in after they got a take and asked the producer. He said, "Who's the player sitting on the end?" He keeps.
Because you're just giving him the kind of eyes all the time.
Well, I didn't do any takes on him, but I was just looking at him, you know. Because I really admired the man, you know.
That could be a little unnerving.
Oh. Yeah. And Jimmy busted out laughing. He's my Jimmy Boy, my producer.